The ongoing Trump tariff issue is now set to reach the US Supreme Court. On Friday, a US federal appeals court ruled that Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal and noted that the US president went too far in declaring a national emergency and imposing tariffs on almost the entire world. However, the court has given the Trump administration leeway until October 14 to file an appeal with the US Supreme Court.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day, waiting for a long time. April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn, the day America's destiny was reclaimed, and the day that we began to make America wealthy again. We're going to make it wealthy, good and wealthy. For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. American steelworkers, auto workers, farmers, and skilled craftsmen, we have a lot of them here with us today. They really suffered gravely. They watched in anguish as foreign leaders have stolen our jobs, foreign cheaters have ransacked our factories, and foreign scavengers have torn apart our once beautiful American dream. We had an American dream that you don't hear so much about. You did 4 years ago, and you are now, but you don't too often, and for many years and decades even, you didn't hear too much about. Our country and its taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years, but it is not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen.
But what comes next? Will Trump or the US be able to sustain the highly imposed tariffs on countries like India, China, Japan, Brazil, and many other countries? The US Constitution gives the power to set taxes, including tariffs, to the US Congress. Lawmakers have, however, gradually allowed subsequent presidents to assume more power over tariffs. In his argument, the Trump administration claimed that the court had approved former President Richard Nixon's emergency use of tariffs in his often-cited decision, delinking the US dollar to the price of gold. In May, however, the US Court of International Trade in New York rejected the Trump administration's argument and said that the Liberation Day tariffs imposed by Trump exceeded any authority granted to the president. The Federal Appeals Court, which ruled 7-4 against tariffs, also noted that it seems unlikely that Congress intended to grant the president unlimited authority to impose tariffs. The Trump tariff case is now set to go to the Supreme Court for a final ruling. Here's what may happen to the United States if the ruling goes against Trump. According to an Associated Press report citing Ashley Akers, senior counsel at the Holland & Knight law firm, if the court rules against Trump's tariffs, the existing trade deals may not automatically unravel. This would mean that the Trump administration could lose a pillar of its negotiating strategy, which in turn may embolden foreign governments to resist future demands, delay implementation of prior commitments, or even seek to renegotiate terms. While some analysts cite that the US may have to refund the import taxes collected so far, Trump has threatened that the decision to roll back tariffs may destroy the United States of America. According to legal experts, Trump may have two legal frameworks to take his tariffs forward. They, however, may not allow him to act as swiftly as he has so far. The first being the Trade Market Act of 1974. This gives the US president limited powers to impose tariffs to address trade deficits. This statute, however, restricts tariffs to 15% and for just 150 days with countries with which the US does trade. The other legal way out could be Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. This act requires a Commerce Department investigation and therefore cannot give Trump the sweeping, wishful powers that he has so far acted with. In any case, as India, China, and Russia gear up to strengthen their trade to counter the tariffs, the US Supreme Court may just show another ray of hope for the world battered by Trump's autocratic moves.